you're doing very well in the polls. I mean, right now they have you possibly winning. Iowa State University came out with one saying having you up like in 30% almost. In terms of that, a lot of people, a lot of critics have been saying that even though you're polling so high, if you win the caucus, that might mean the caucus doesn't matter then. How do you feel about that?
That's wishful thinking on their part. I don't know why we have elections if they don't mean anything. But it remains to be challenging. It is true, you win one caucus, it doesn't guarantee anything.
You've been attacking him pretty heavily. You're one of the candidates that's attacked him the most. Now he's calling for the candidates to stop attacking each other. How do you feel about that and him saying that?
Well, I feel obligated to tell people about what his positions have been and how he's flip-flopped and been on different issues, and I think that is important. And people generally do this, you know. I think there are lines that can be drawn. I think if you take things out of context, or you lie, or misrepresent them, that's a little bit different. But so far, nobody has done a fact check and say I've produced anything not factually correct.
In terms of the ABC Washington Post poll, they said that 45% of Republicans who participated in the poll didn't necessarily think they would vote for you based on your foreign policy, saying that what you believe in terms of foreign affairs and how you would take the military out of the other foreign countries. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you still think you can win with Republicans?
Yeah, but I have my work cut out for me, because they have sort of left the Republican position, because the traditional Republican position, the Robert Taft and others and Eisenhower talking about the military-industrial complex. So I defend my position as a Republican. So they sort of left that tradition of being less militant. I frequently quote a famous congressman from Iowa, H.R. Gross, and he and I would have voted together completely, because he was a civil libertarian, he was a fiscal conservative, and he didn't like any wars going on overseas. So I think that's a very legitimate thing. But that's one poll, whether it's 45 or 42 or 35, it remains to be seen. But the whole thing is this is exactly my strength. This is because our support, not only do we get a significant amount of support from the conventional Republicans, we get the independents and we get Democrats coming over, because they get frustrated with the Democrats and Obama for not coming through on these issues. Like the Republican Steering Committee here in the state of Iowa, we have 5 out of 17. So I would say that the Republican Party is responding very favorably. I thought it could have been worse than that, but that does not discourage me at all. But I think that if you look at the support we get from the independents and Democrats, it really makes a point that we'd be a very strong candidate against Obama.